Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. That is beyond long.
Look at this, he's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to week 20 of the 2021-2022 PGA Tour season, the Valspar Championship. Obviously coming at you way late on not only in the week but on the night, Tuesday night. Kind of wait a little longer today, let the withdrawals shake out. We're already late, so I was like, I'll do it like a hybrid smash factor, see where we're at. Because 24 hours from now, most people will be either locking their lineups or already locked, going to bed, and wake up Thursday and we go all at it again. Because of that, I know we're tight on time and information. Won't waste a ton of time regurgitating everything from last week. We'll hit on a little bit there. Then we'll get right into it. I do plan, hopefully, to try to update tomorrow. Definitely all the premium members will have everything out like normal. Try to do an update pod if I get a chance to. A lot going on this week, especially tight crunch, spring break for kiddos, all that kind of stuff going on, real world work job stuff. So a lot to go on. We'll get right into it. Last week was an interesting week all the way around. The edge was there. Just a matter of kind of reviewing everything last night. I kind of felt I had a couple DMs saying, and I don't know if they're premium members or not, but they listened to Cup with Cup Wednesday, and I just said, hey, if you told me they're getting 36 in, I think there's no advantage at all. So you could take that. Obviously, by Wednesday night, E9 with Kenny, we kind of going, man, it's really looking like PMAM. The biggest deal was the things fell out as we thought as far as delays and everything. Maybe not that extreme. But even late Wednesday night, running stuff again, even after E9, I was ready to update the heat maps and put them out if I felt it had changed. I just, me and the source I use never thought it was going to be a huge delay Thursday. That was a big deal. Like, I thought maybe an hour or two they may get brushed off because it wasn't going to be as strong as storms. Potentially, the lightning necessarily wasn't going to be, that was kind of the big. Probably get most in Thursday, and then Friday gets kind of crazy. Could even be pushing everything out, which still led me to believe kind of PMAM. I didn't go all in PMAM. I never do, but definitely favor that. Turned out to be obviously AM PM was a massive advantage. Luckily, everybody can pin down gripe however they want. I had enough of the right from the wrong side of the draw. And several of those make big pushes yesterday, to get me. I got as high as 34th in the 2-2-2-2. That's when Keegan and my strongest lineup in that had 5 of 6 with Schauffele missed, which probably you could argue Schauffele, Brooks, Scheffler, I think Gooch. All those guys that had to play 17 and 18 twice, in those horrible wins, got the horrible part of it. I think because I had Brooks, Scheffler, and Schauffele, and I think I had out of those 6, I think I had 5, so 2-2-1 throughout my lineups in the 2-2-2, and I think they were minus 12 or something. When they had to go back out and play 17 and 18. DJ was part of that, but he had hit his tee shot on 17, so he just had to putt. Berger was there. Then they played 18. Then they had to come back and play 17, 18 again. Luckily, he snuck in and had that tied the course record yesterday. But those 3, Brooks, Scheffler, and Schauffele, I think, I want to say they were 12 under, and they came out like 20 over on the day or something crazy. Scheffler snuck in at +2, but the other 2 didn't. But it was fine line there, and I had enough of the, that I had DJ in that lineup, I had Keegan in that lineup, so when Keegan was solo second with like 3 holes left or so, and DJ I think he was about to go to 9. I thought maybe if he gets a birdie, obviously he hooks up and holds out for an eagle. That's when I hit the 32nd mark. I finished 63rd. I mean, I was only in for about 1,100. That's why I said last week, all in on satellites and cues. I didn't buy any lineups. I just used my tickets. So, 4,000 is what I paid. The structure and that's not great, but that going in. Profit there, slight loss on the main, and then didn't do well on showdowns. The ones I did play, I didn't play a lot of them. Round 4, I didn't do well. Ironically, I didn't have DJ in the big lineup I did for round 4. Sit there and stare at him. But I was like, man, I always do this. I'm over on DJ. I'd use him too much. I've been saying he's going to make a run. He hasn't. So I didn't use him, and that turned out to backfire on me. But needless to say, slight loss overall. No, actually, slight loss overall in the week. Profit on the 222. I'll take that. Move on. Get ready for this week. Be a good week. Next week, obviously, we have the match play, which I think we have some of the biggest advantage on that week. It's been one of my more profitable weeks of the year, each and every year. Then we get Valero, our old home down in San Antonio, and then we get the Masters. So terrific coming up. Betting wise, I have not recapped anything. Didn't get a lot of bets just because that crossover in the rounds, you didn't have a lot to do. Obviously did not have Cam Smith as an outright. I'll get all that recapped and caught up for sure this week or by tomorrow. I will have my new stuff out. Promo, we're starting the march to the Masters with all this craziness of that tournament. Don't have everything fully pegged down, but you're in, if you already had signed up, as always, you're already into the drawings, whatever we wind up doing. Masters starts now. It goes through Sunday night of Augusta. Masters gets you 30% off. It's the only time we do this year. Includes a 7-day risk-free trial. So to get you this week would be for free, basically, or it is for free. And if you stay on, you'll get WCG match play, Valero, the Masters. I'm not sure what is the week after the Masters, but you'll get that one as well. You can do the annual, you can do whatever. You can try us out for a month and upgrade, try us out for a week. So you get 2 weeks, basically. The free one and then upgrade. The code stays with you as long as you stay an active member. So sign up now, even if it's for a week, for 30% off, and then upgrade as you feel more comfortable if you want to. Rate and review us on iTunes. That'll get you into the promo drawing as well. This is for current members. That's a way to get in. You guys do not get left out. We will probably have 2 separate kind of drawings and then one together, for new subs, upgraded subs, stuff like that. I'll get all that pinned out for next week, but go ahead and get in now. If you upgrade, you will be into a drawing as well. If you're a current member, great time to do it now with the match play coming up next week. Be a great time to have access to the optimizer. Subscribe and like this video on YouTube. Tell me who you want to fade in the 10K range. Only 5 guys there. Very tough to decipher. You can make pluses and minuses for all of them. I want to hear who you want to fade. Listener League, they went ahead and ran it, so let's try to fill it. I know there aren't a lot of them out there this week, so hopefully we can get this one filled. Downgraded it a little bit just because of the quick turnaround, but we do have it going back. Last week's winner, El Bulliard 64, 491 points, a tremendous lineup. That would have took third in the 2222. I think that would have paid him like 60,000 or something. So great lineup there for him. He's a long time in the GC Warrior Room Slack and sub with us. Always good to see him win. Lineup was JT, Cam Smith, Neiman, Casey, Henley, and Kirk. Obviously Henley with a albatross on Monday, and he had another eagle. Casey was right there. Cam wins. Neiman, nothing great, but didn't hurt him. And then JT, fought through the weather as well. Then probably looked tired a little bit or whatever. But solid lineup, great lineup that week. Congrats to him. And I do remember seeing that he had a bunch of stuff, that and a bunch of stuff as well. A lot of green screens, even though, didn't everything pan out. Definitely still had enough of the good stuff that we had some green screens all over the Slack last night. You're just going to get to this week. I enjoyed last week until it started. I enjoyed the process, the grind and all that, especially when you kind of have that, that kind of week going, you got a bunch of milli tickets that you qualified for. And, man, to have to basically wait that dead time was just, it sucked. Now I was busy and all that, so that helped. But, on the weekend, we're not working, not doing that kind of stuff. You're just like, come on, play, just play. So it's it is what it is. That happens at tournaments. We see it at the Open, draws, bad draws. We see it all the time. So we'll move on to this week. Copperhead course at Innisbrook Resort, par 71, 7,300 yards, 5 par 3s, 4 par 5s. You don't see that a lot on the tour. Always top 5, top 10 in tour difficulty pretty much every year. The Snake Pit is kind of their big signature 3-hole, 16, 17, 18 again. Bermuda greens, you could see some overseeding this time of year, but I'm just going to look at Bermuda putting stuff. I think it'll be, it's a little further south than what we were last week. I'm going to kind of use that this time. It was 2 months later. Last year was in May. So if you're looking, you may look back to see how the scheduling was. 2020, it did not get played. So if you have our rankings, you see that on there. Kind of a club down course, tight fairways, plenty of dog legs. Not as much water in trouble as we've seen, at Honda, API, even last week. Last week was just crazy with the weather. Tough par 3s. You can always go check out Kenny Kim's article on our site or his podcast with Tambo. Does a great job breaking it down in full. Weather. This is everybody wants to know. I don't see much right now. I have a rain in the forecast tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Only negative there is, if you're a new guy and maybe you didn't even get out to the course till today, you may lose some time checking out the course if you got to play in TPC last week as well. Small chance late Friday and small chance Saturday. Decent winds, but nothing too crazy throughout the week. And it's going to be warm all week, so we won't see any of that cold like we did changing out of the north, anything like that. Fairly typical week weather-wise for Valspar from what I see. I got the cut around +1, +2. In the winter, I'm gonna put around 12 under, 11, 12, maybe 13. Winds could pick up a time, making it difficult. It's just a tough course in general. So I don't see. Last year was kind of an anomaly. You saw Sam Burns 3-stroke win, getting to 17 under. Before that, you had 8 under, 10 under, 14, 7, 10, 7, 10. So you can kind of see. High, low single digits, maybe low teens will get you right there come Sunday. Some winners: Burns, Casey twice, Hadwin, Spieth, Strillman, Woodland. Runners up: Keegan, Kokrak, Patrick Reed, Cantley, Reed, Naw, Webb. So you can kind of see, no one pure way to attack this course. You got to be able to make putts. You got to have good iron shots. You're going to miss some greens. You got to be able to go. It's kind of what we've seen with, the last 3 Florida, TPC, API, and Honda. Weather pending, you're not going to hit these greens all the time. You're not going to be in great shape off the tee all the time. So you got to be able to make pars, avoid those bogeys, stay within it. I mean, anytime you're going to have potential 8, 9, 10 under, win it. That's 2 under a day, gets you right there on Sunday. So grinders, stuff like that. Rankings I'm looking at: good drives, par 5 DK scoring, bogey avoidance, stroke gain irons, and scoring opportunities inside 18 feet. 35 new guys to the course since 2016. A lot of those got in today. I did try to put everything off. I was like, man, we're already late, right? So why rush out a bunch of stuff? I was going to get up early before work, get all that knocked out. Kids are on spring break, so I don't have to worry about taking them or anything. But I just knew there was going to be some withdrawal. So a lot of that content would be, not worth it. I could have put a pod out fairly early. I was just like, let as many of it. I think my rankings, I know the rankings I have out now, and the ones I'm working on for tomorrow, updating final and all that, do account for all that changes. But, if you haven't, Rob Bolton's always a good follow on Twitter. You can go see all the withdrawals in the field so far, which let a lot of people in. Salary ranges: 5 in the 10K, 9 in the 9K, 10 in the 8K, 33 in the 7K, 83 in the 6K. One thing I do know that even that DraftKings, let's see if I can pull up one real quick, did a good. I mean, they obviously didn't want to wait too long on the pricing this morning because it's a quick turnaround. But I don't think they have many. They missed Casey, and I bet Munoz, Gim, which were the 3 late ones this afternoon. My rankings do not have those in them. My initial rankings I put out. Yeah, those are the only 3 that DraftKings accounted for in the pricing. So you got a little bit of, I don't say, some guys are underpriced because of that. Those guys weren't in it, especially Casey, maybe a little bit Munoz. You see some bumps here, but Neiman, all those guys that would you earlier, they weren't in the DraftKings pricing originally, so it's fairly accurate overall. I think I did the salary ranges: 10K, 5 of them, 9K, 9, 8K, 10, 7K, 33, 6K, 83 guys. Sweet 16 for me. My 3 favorite plays: Bubble Boy. I'll give you my fade of the week, sleeper of the week, gut feel plays, betting top 5 that pop in 2 long shots. Then we'll get out of here and wrap this up. 9K and above. I'm going to go to DJ. I think ownership will matter, but I mean, if all these stay, which at this point in time, I think they're going to, DJ, Morikawa, Schauffele, Hovland, JT, and the 9Ks aren't weak either, that you have fairly spread out ownership. I don't think it'll be anybody, just way over owned than everybody else. I think most people just wash out last week, even like a Fitzpatrick who burned a ton of people. He was my one fade that I did get right. I got several fades right, but he was one I had none of on any. I didn't care what the way it was. I was going to have none. And he was 37% in the 2-2-2-2. It was just crazy to me. I don't know. I'll look at most of that to say, oh, bounce back week, or people will jump off of them. I think most people just kind of say, forget it was the weather, move on. So I like DJ. I like how he finished. I felt like he was close. I talked about it Wednesday night. He was my pick to win last week. I think he finished the highest of anybody out of the bad draw, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, took a 63 on Monday to get there, but finished with a flurry. Done okay here. He's only played twice, a 6th and a 48th. I guess if he got way up in ownership, I may pass on him. But if he's trying to peak going into Augusta, I'm sure he'll play match play, take Valero off. I like what I saw. He's the cheapest one in that range. I'll go back to him. Next Coke Rack for me. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Just hear whether he was going to go Saudi or not. I'm not getting into that stuff. But you could tell, like, making money is his philosophy. So even though he made the cut and had to grind that out, I think he wants to make money. He's done well here. So I think knowing the course, doing well here, focused. Obviously, he wants that retirement, whatever he said, 45 years old or something. So I'm not putting him to pass off this week. All these guys could have took this week off if they wanted. So if they're in by this point, I'm like, all right, they're ready to play. There's some you could look at and go, man, he just looks extremely, like, if Casey wouldn't have withdrawn, he'd have been the one guy I would have faded, because you could just see it in his post-round interview, how tired he was. He talked about it. I was like, but man, is he going to withdraw? 2-time champ here, defending champ. He likes the course. But even he withdrew. So, these guys, if they're here, they're in it by this point, I'm going to be just judging them by that. Last 4 years here, a 58th and 8th, a 2nd and a 13th. So he's 2016, he missed the cut, then 58th, then 3 straight top 13s or better here. 22nd in Bermuda putting. Stats, he's 17th, 8 in course fit. Everything looks good for him. Could get a little bit popular this week. 53rd last week, never really got it going. He was just right there all week, even, +1, +2. I think he shot +1 on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. He was also in my 5 or 6 lineup, so I wanted him to make a move. And Seamus Power was the other one. 26th at API. I don't mind going back to him at all. A guy I don't play a lot of, but I don't know where people will go with him this week, unless he just gets uber popular. It'd be Answer, and I think the price may keep people off of him. 9,300, a 16th back before Answer was Answer. This is 2018, and then a 5th last year. So seems to like this course. We know when it's you don't have to be a bomber off the tee type. That gives him an advantage. He's mid-pack putting. 30 stats, he's just a guy that you're going to play. I don't want to say he's more of a gut feel play, but because of where he excels at and could struggle, you're either filling him or you're not. And I felt he did enough last week that at that price, he could have some ownership down, be a good little pivot play there in the 9,300 range. So I like Answer. And then I don't think I'll play both JT and Hovland. So my bubble boy will probably be, where do I decide to go between those two? Both pretty good history. Hovland's only played here once. He got an 8th. He's coming in off a 9th and a 2nd. So playing really good golf. JT, an 18th and a miscut back in 16 and 17. That's a lot. And then he played last year. He took 3 years off. Well, 2 plus the COVID year. So 2 top 20s. Looked pretty good last week. Obviously, petered out a little bit after the cut, but still 33rd, respectable. played, probably the best round of the tournament, in my opinion, and that crazy wins. He shoots a bogey-free round. So I could go either way there. That's the way I would do the bubble boy. I'll listen for ownership stuff, be up early tomorrow at the gym, and that's when I'll be listening to some tonight as well, trying to catch up, get a gauge. But I think a lot of people, I don't want to say they'll check out this week, but especially with March Madness being here, I think golf, but that's a deal. Like, we can grind this out and maybe have some good, good chances this week, because people are like, I'm, tired of the golf from last week. And then now I'm focused on getting my bracket in, and all of a sudden it's Thursday morning, locks are happening. People, may not all be there this week. So could I play both JT and Hovland? There's a chance, but because I know I'm going to play DJ, I don't think I want 3 out of the five-figure range. So maybe if I'm doing a big 150 lineup type deal, but when I'm trying to tighten up on the core, I definitely don't think I'll go there. 8K range, I'll go back to Bubba. 8,800 was doing really well. Just he's another guy that came out of the bad side of the draw, fought, and then just couldn't hang and had a horrible Monday. Made the cut but finished almost last. Only played here 3 times since 2017. A miscut, a 4th, and a 13th. So I do like that. Some good, 2 strong finishes here. Still price kind of cheap. I don't think he'll be super high owned, especially with the way he finished. So I'll go Bubba. Then I'll go Russell Knox. He's a guy I do think could get steamed up a little bit. He had a great finish. Finished to his end of round 3 and had a good round 4. Finished 6th overall. 5 years here, he's made the cut 4 times, a 56, a miscut, a 16th, a 24th, and a 21st. So for 8,100, pretty solid finishes there. You give me a 16th, 21st type there with an upside for a top 10, coming in pretty decent form, 6th in the field in recent form for me. I don't mind it. We'll just see how high owned he gets, but there's going to be some ownership, but I don't think there's going to be anybody that's just like 6% or higher, 3, 4, 5% than their range. So I'm not too far off of that. Next up for me, third in this one is Noren, $8,700, 26 last week, 21st here. He's only played it once since 2016. That was last year. Got a 21st. So I like that. A 5th at the Honda and a 26 last week. So playing over here in Florida, playing these kind of conditions, 16th in Bermuda putting for me. I don't hate it at all. I really like it. I'm not sure he'll be probably middle owned, 12, 13, 14% range. So I don't mind Noren this week, $8,700. Bubble Boy would be Bradley. I like Bradley. Obviously, I had him in my best 2-2-2-2 lineup last week. But now you're mixing a 11th at API, a 5th last week, with a 2nd here last year. The only way I'll play him is if I don't have to go way over on ownership. Like I'll still stand by. I can't play a real chalky Keegan. And so if that turns this, he did play here good, but he has before last year, 2 miscuts, a 50th and a 31st. So, he's not just lighting this place up. He had a really good year last year, but won't play a chalky Keegan. That's why he's on the Bubble Boy. But if I can get him at, 13% or so, maybe if he starts getting up 18, 19%, no, thank you. 7K range, Kazire, man, I've been on him forever. So you guys have been listening to me. I keep just kind of, good pricing, upside is he can win. We know that, right? Okay history here. Nothing crazy. A 33rd, a miscut, a 60th, a 60th, 32nd at API, and a 22nd last week. Like that. I like the price. 21st in putting. He can putt. He can get hot. Everything's just good across the board. Won't be 9, 10, 11%, something like that. He's a guy I like to fit in these lineups this week. Nick Taylor, talked about him a few weeks ago. Have been playing him pretty frequently. 16th at Honda, 32nd API, did not play last week. Got to rest up. Mixed results here. Miscut, 62nd miscut, 24th miscut. And you'll see that a lot. You'll see a lot of guys. Charlie Hoffman, 11th, miscut, 18th, 18th. So you'll get miscuts and high finishes just because it's hard to make it's a hard tournament, right? So 1 or 2 things go off. It's a hard tournament to make. I like Taylor. I like where he's been playing. More of an eye test. I'm going to probably lean more of, who's been playing good? Who's got the eye test type stuff this week, and mixing a few other things. But I do think that matters. And then last but not least, Mito. I'll go back to him. Burned me last week. Miscut. He was right there, and just had a bad hole. Couldn't get it back together. I think he finished +5, so 3 out. But for a while, he was right there, +3, +3, +2, +3. And I thought, man, he's going to get in at +2. And then is +2 going to get in? We had that kind of sweat there. 30th at Honda, so you give me a place where it's 9 under, 10 under. I like him. He's a grinder. He's good at bogey avoidance. He's 10th in the field in bogey avoidance, 15th in good drives. I'm not going to let last week affect me too much. And then Bubble Boy be Matthias Schwab. Main reason for him is I've already heard his name a few times and a few of the things I've seen already in brief looking around. But I do like him. A 7th at Honda, 7th at Puerto Rico Open. So coming in pretty good form. We're going to have limited stats on him. The limited putting stats we do have, he's 9th in the field, so I don't hate that. As long as he doesn't get too chalky or too crazy, $7,300, I do like him. But that's the only reason I have him as a Bubble Boy. 6K range. We'll go back to Kitayama. I think he's 6,500. Why did I just miss him? There he is. 6,500. Like I said, 3rd at the Honda, 28th at Puerto Rico Open. He has never played here. Midfield on putting, but 6th in good drives, 23rd in opportunities inside 18 feet, 34th in par 5 DK scoring. So 12th in the field on stats. He doesn't have as many. It's his limited, but I don't mind that for that price. Davis Riley, one of the young guys I'm going to keep going back to. I like his game. More of a gut feel. 42nd at Honda, though. Made the cut. Couldn't get much going. 7th in good drives. His stats are just always going to be – they're limited right now, but, he does have boom-bust type deal, but $6,400, I don't mind Davis Riley. Lee Hodges still, fighting. 9th at the Honda. 70th last week, but, he made the cut. Grinded out, miscut at API. Another guy, you get down here in this range, it's going to be a little bit of gut feel. I like him. I like the way he plays, especially a tough scoring field like this. He, 9th at the Honda, that kind of shows you a little bit of grit. And $6,900, good price. I don't mind having some of him. Neesmith is my last one, Bubble Boy. No real reason on the bubble, just, I had to pick one. He only played here once, got a 21st, a 25th at Honda. He did miss the cut last week. Could take that as a positive. He got out of there a little bit earlier. Got to relax. Maybe go head down south to this course and check it out early. $6,800. Don't mind him as the Bubble Boy this week. Fade of the week. Right now it's going to be Usti. Man, he loves this place. A 7th, a 16th, a 2nd, and an 8th in his 4 times since 2016. All top 16 or betters. No missed cuts. But, man, he made the cut and had to play. Did not finish well at all on Monday. We know his history. Back, tired. I just don't know for $9,900 in this field, being stronger than normal, I want to risk it. And I think he will be around that 14, 15, 16% range. He could try to get it going and go, man, I can't. I'm out. With his history, I can't go there. So he'd be my fade right now. Sleeper of the week, Alex Smalley. You guys know I love him. Been talking about him for a while now. Grinder. I like how he plays. I'll go back to him. I think he'll be well under 5%. So he's kind of sleeper of the week for me. Gut feel plays for me this week. HV3, solid performance last week, 6th place. Man, talk about, he was 7 under with 2 to go on Thursday. Gets a triple and then a bogey to go to 3 under. Kind of crazy to think about when you see what wins it and all that, but kept fighting, putted well, pretty good all week. He just, couldn't get anything to drop really at that end of round 3 going into round 4. Ball striking was great. He doesn't have a great history here. That's probably why he's down here at the gut feel plays. Miscut, 78, 65th, but I just think his game's at a different level right now. So, this is one of his better surfaces. I'll take it. I don't mind playing some of him, 8,600. Sam Ryder. Had him in several lineups last week. 9th at Honda, then a 61st and a 60th. So, 3 tough tournaments in a row. He makes the cut at all 3. It's pretty good for $7,000. Not the best history here. 68 miscut. But again, we're talking about gut feel play, so I like him. Jason Day misses the cut by 1. He wasn't one of my lineups. That +3, there was a little bit of hope for a while. Then I was like, no, it's not going to make it. Because I had Day, Kirk, another one that was right on that number that I really wish would have happened, but the 2s didn't even almost make it. But he's only played here once since 2016. He did miss the cut. Missed cut last week, like I said, by 1. Still looks good. He was in the bad side of the draw. +3, 1 off. I don't mind going there. He'll probably be really low owned, like 3, 4, 5%. So I don't mind him. Then Doc's kind of showing back up. I've been keeping an eye on him. I play him in Showdown every once in a while. 26th last week. He's only played this course once. Last year was his first year, 39th. I like that. Not going to see anything long-term on him or in their last 48 rounds or 24, whatever. 24, he is starting to peak a little bit when you look at the rolling. I just put out my deep dive earlier. This would be more of a gut feel play, $7,400. He's showing some flashes again. We know what his upside is, so I don't mind him as a gut feel play this week either. Top 5 that pop in 2 long shots, provided by Monkey Knife Fight. Link is in the description. Use GUPS, G-U-P-S, dollar for dollar match up to $100. My top 5 betting this week. I like DJ. If he can, I don't know if he'll move off that 16, but 16 is not bad. Maybe we do a double or something like that. I think that's a good number in this field. Keegan, 45, Brooks, 30, and these all can move 5 or 10 points based on your books. I'll put all mine out a little bit later. 40 for Kokrak, I like that. Sam Burns, I've seen 25 to 30. I don't mind going back there. I know back-to-back's tough. We just saw Casey do it here, though. So those are all on my short list to take a look at. 2 long shots for me. Mito, 125. Alex Smalley, 150. Again, we'll try to get a short pod out tomorrow where I wrap up my one-and-done favorites, look at any late ownership, look at any people that moved up or down, listen to everything I will tonight and in the morning. I don't know if we'll do final thoughts this week. We may take it off with everything going on. I know Kenny's got a deal he's trying to wrap up. Then we got next week. Match play starts Wednesday. So maybe we do some talk on that. That's always a fun week to strategize on. And then don't forget Masters, 30% off. Use the code Masters, MASTERS. 30% off includes a 7-day risk-free trial. Price Pick, we had a great week last week overall. Didn't get to play it a lot again because you had those rounds. Should have a normal tournament. We did have a lot of people sign up with us. Link is in the description. Use GUP, dollar for dollar match up to $100. I will include my nightly plays with my nightly bets when we have a normal week and we look at matchups and all that. And so that's been good. NASCAR did well. UFC's tossing it out there as well. NBA, I think, has looked at some Price Pick stuff as well. So good promo going on with them. Click the link in the description. It'll get you to all those affiliates as well. Hopefully this will be out. It's close to midnight now, so I'm going to go ahead and edit it, get all out, and it'll be up for you guys on your morning commute. We are still going to grind this tournament off. Come check us out if you haven't yet. We're going to have a good week. Looking forward to it. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.